Everybody, got another week of Sabbath Equipping. As you may be able to tell, it looks as though I've taken a Sabbath from shaving. Um, but we are going to talk about something a little bit more complex than shaving today, the idea of play. Playing on the Sabbath. Play is a word that I feel very conflicted about. It feels like a word for kids, not for adults. And yet it brings our story back, the story of the people of God and the story that frankly we still experience today. It brings us back to a point when the people of God, the Israelites, were enslaved. They were slaves in Egypt for 400 years. God miraculously sets them free. And then we see time after time after time where they say, why don't we just go back to Egypt? It was better there. And as you read this account, Exodus, it's really confusing. What in the world are they talking about? Why would they want to go back? You see, back in Egypt, they knew what to expect. When they looked into the wilderness, they saw a lot of confusion and uncertainty. Even when you're enslaved and you know when I'm supposed to wake up and eat, when I get beat, when I have to work till my hands bleed, and then when I go to sleep, even though those things are miserable, at least it creates a structure to your life. And the idea of walking into the unknown, incredibly unnerving for them. And it is for us too. Think about the things that you feel enslaved to. It can be things that you find that you're addicted to, or just things you have a hard time putting down: your phone, your email, social media. What do those things do for you? Those things that you can't stop or you have a hard time leaving behind, deleting off your phone, deleting from your life. Those things provide structure. They provide order and organization. Even if you end up miserable at the end of it, feeling empty, maybe just feeling just not satisfied, all the way to feeling completely dead inside, and yet we keep coming back again and again. We like order, we like knowing what to expect, even if it brings us back into Egypt. So when God told the Israelites, I want you to celebrate the Sabbath, one of the three fundamental reasons he gave them was, I'm the one who set you free from slavery in Egypt. Sabbath is a reminder that God set us free from slavery. He set the Israelites free from slavery in Egypt, and he set us free from slavery to sin, slavery to compulsion, slavery to control. And so Sabbath is a free day. You know, a lot of people think about Sabbath as the day that I rest from all the work that I do the other 6 days of the week. It's a day off. And I hope by now you caught, at least theoretically, that's not what this is. It's not a day off. It's a day of engagement. It's a day of drawing closer to God. It's a day of remembering that we are not compelled to do anything that this world tells us that we have to do. Instead, we can go play. I think one of the things I haven't liked about that idea of playing is, yeah, it's just felt childish. It's not the kind of thing that grown men should do. But in reality, when you think about play, the kind of play that you likely did as a kid, it involved risk, right? It's actually one of the things that makes me uncomfortable about my kids playing is they're climbing high play structures. They're running around in shoes that are a size too big for them, and there's that sidewalk crack right there. And if they hit it just right, man, my day is ruined. Play involves risk, it involves uncertainty, it involves walking into the wilderness, not knowing where it's going to lead. It involves starting a game, not knowing whether or not you're going to win or lose. It's no wonder that there's few people that are willing to step onto a field and actually compete, and the rest are more interested in sitting on a couch and watching without the risk involved. So play. Play in a way that involves risk. Because what that does for you is it doesn't bring you to a place of controlling your circumstances. That's what slavery can do and compulsion. Play brings you to a place of relationship with your Father. C.S. Lewis, I'm going to read a little quote from C.S. Lewis. He had this quote, or he wrote, "There comes a moment when the children who have been playing at burglars hush suddenly." Was that a real footstep in the hall? There comes a moment when people who have been dabbling in religion suddenly draw back. Supposing we really found him. We never meant to do that. We're still supposing he found us. Relationship with God is risky. When the Israelites came out of Egypt, they shrink back from the Mount Sinai where God's presence was because it was crazy. It was rushing wind. It was lightning. It was burning fire. The mountain was consumed with a burning firestorm. And they shrank back from it because it felt so out of control. Now, there's one person who was willing to walk in, one person who was willing to play with the uncertain God because they knew that that God was also good. That God was the one that set them free from slavery, and that's Moses. Moses walked right up into that burning firestorm. And that's what the Sabbath invites you to walk into the storm, to walk onto the mountain that's engulfed in flames, because you know that that God is the one who set you free. You know he's safe. He's just unpredictable, and he's just incredibly powerful. And that's exactly the kind of God that you need in your life. So leave behind the religion that you can control. Leave behind the compulsion and the order of your work week. Leave behind the idea that the Sabbath day is just a way to recoup so you can go back doing the things that you are enslaved to, doing the things that you have to do in order to make life make sense for you, and play, take a risk. But the one thing that you need to know about play is that it will involve losing. It will involve failing. That's just the nature of it. It will involve falling off the monkey bars. It will involve tripping on that crack and scraping up a whole side of your face. It's going to be painful at times. But that's what this involves, guys. Taking a risk with God doesn't always get the result that you want. But isn't it so much better to be freed from the slavery of bringing certainty into order, into uncertainty and order, into the chaos of your life, and to instead have relationship with the God who made you, the relationship with the God who set you free? That's how we're actually equipped to go into the world as kingdom of God citizens, co-rulers with God, actually bringing order to the chaos, not in the way that the Egyptians made the Israelites bring order to the chaos, but in God's way, where we invite other people to be blessed with freedom, where we invite other people to be blessed with play. It might be abstract to you, but one thing I can say, one practical I can give you is pick something that seems risky. Be wise and pick something that seems risky. Something where you don't know the outcome, where it might not turn out well. And do that in relationship with God on your Sabbath day. All right, go for it. Have a great play day.